What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Witcher 2 Arena mode, and the mini-series lives on, at least for now. Again, caveat.
You should work on your dodges.
As soon as this game crashes, we are done here, because we don't have any saves. But, I think, if I remember correctly, our previous go-round...
Best of luck to you.
We fought some dwarves...
You're a tempest, Witcher. A thunderclap and hailstorm combined.
Are you done? Last time, we fought some dwarves who seemed manageable, but got in a few unexpected attacks on us and meant that we took some damage that we didn't really expect to take, and therefore ended up taking us out. Actually, I'm curious if we can do Quen preemptively and go into the arena immediately with a Quen. Let's give that a shot. Oh. Never mind. So let's give this a go then. Let's see where this takes us. So yes, there are two Dwarven Arbalists, which last time we took out one of them, but not both of them. We almost got the second, but he kept on blocking even when he was like loading his crossbow or putting away his crossbow, which threw me off a bit. And when we were doing that, the armored dwarves were just kind of wailing on us in the back and killed us. So, let's see what we can do this time. Hopefully we can be a little more successful. Problem, the Arbalists, is that they are somehow capable of blocking everything I walk straight into the fire, like a doofus. The Arbalists will take down our Quen sign, which stinks. Might we actually be better served attacking the armored dwarves first? I don't know, they're surprisingly simple to hit. Ow. Is that an arrow that hit us there? Maybe? I don't know. The thing that I'm surprised to see is that these dwarves are not really blocking attacks. So, yeah, I kind of just went straight in and took a lot of damage there. Mostly in the name of science. But, yeah, like that's annoying when you hit me as soon as I put my shield on. You could just go down. Excuse me. Not cool. Probably should hit him with an innate knee or something. Just get a little bit guaranteed damage. That's the long dwarf. Right. Alright, so at least one down. Not saying much. So we don't have any vigor with which to put our shield back on, which is concerning. Again, attacking the Arbals is actually harder than attacking the armored dwarves, which is ridiculous, but true. Because the Arbalists block, whereas the armored dwarves do not. Again, absurd, but apparently true. And we are probably going to die here, because we took a lot of early damage, and the Arbalists are continuing to pick away at our shields. Oh, I thought I sidestepped that. Apparently not. I got greedy there. Tried to throw in some quick damage. Did not appreciate that Arbalist throwing that quick shot at us. I did not think that you hit us with that attack, but apparently you did. Your axe swing is bigger than the animation would suggest. Okay. It's doable. It's doable. But we're learning here. So, yes, like I said, surprisingly, for whatever reason, it is easier to attack the armored dwarves than it is the Arbalists. That being said, it would probably be more beneficial to take out the Arbalists first, because the Arbalists are constantly taking down our shield, which makes it hard to play defensively against the armored dwarves. So, a little bit of a catch-22 here as to which one we ought to focus on taking down first. Not sure there's a great answer for that reason. I think the answer is mostly take what you can get. And try to deal damage when the opportunities arise. but be less greedy than we were last time. Probably be the main difference I would say we have in our strategy. As I said, I was a little surprised. Oh, I did not realize our shield was not on there. Again, it will go away many times probably without us realizing it. Okay, now you're starting to block. Because the Arbalest will poke at us from afar, as they are doing right now. It is frustrating, and I press the sign button there. Okay, yeah, that is just horrendous timing on many accounts there. So this run is already pretty much botched. Yep. Continue to just completely butcher the timing on our shield, making it so that, again, we took a boatload of damage when we should not have been taking any damage. So, as much as this should be a manageable fight, it is very gimmicky. I don't like that. I don't like that. Now, granted, we might still be able to pull it off. Probably not this time around. Maybe on a future attempt. Even when we're running. I really want to take these guys out. I feel like the answer might be, the Arbalest is going to kill us. I think the answer might actually be, you go up to the Arbalest, and yes, they do block, but I think you still try to melee them. And you accept the fact that they will not be taking damage from every hit that you make. So you have to be a little bit mindful of the angle at which you're attacking them. But I don't like these guys. I very much do not like these guys. Not quite Kingslayer territory, but similar in the extent of the gimmicks. Okay, that was a good start. Okay, one Arbalest down. That is, ow, definitely a good way to start things off. I do definitely want to get a Quen back on soon. Now, this Arbalest will continue to try to pick us off. My hope is that with just one, that we might be able to make it so that it's happening infrequently enough that it's not a huge deal. I just dashed away from one dwarf and into another. I think we took down the second Arbalest without even realizing it. So that fundamentally changes the way that we can do this fight. Now we can actually fight these guys knowing when we have our shield up with Quen. So that's huge. We'll still need to be mindful of how their swings are bigger than they appear to be. So they will hit us even if we think we're keeping a safe distance on occasion. So we will continue to keep our shield up as frequently as we can. Like that should not have hit us. We dashed past his swing, and yet it still hit us, so that really shouldn't have worked. It did. Ooh, okay. One armored dwarf with basically no life left. It is this one on the edge here. So, yep, I think under those circumstances, I'm fine with using an Igni. Guarantee that we get the job done safely from a distance. Oh, hey, get out of there, please. You did hit us for a pretty sizable amount of damage, which is unfortunate. There are only 2 left now, so this should still be feasible. We are low. Probably also Igni. No, he's gone. Okay, so now it is truly a 1v1. I think this is Geralt in a clock in that case. He's did lose our sign there. It means we are at risk of taking additional damage. And did not expect you to block that. You did hit us with the last swing of your axe there. We do not have our shield up any longer. Okay. Please don't hit us. There we go. Okay. Got the Arbalist down early, which made a world of a difference. And I think what we established here was that we wanted the steel sword upgrade? I think. We get the level, and this level should, I believe at this point, be in an area that is pretty significant because we can get critical effects, yeah, bleeding specifically, or insta-kill. Okay, so these are not fantastic. It's really the next one. Once we get to invincible, that would be huge. So, I mean, short term, I definitely think that getting a hardy upgrade would be better. I feel like 2% is just so small to be getting any sort of significant benefit out of that. It's just such a small roll of the dice that we enter gimmicky territory at that point. Finesse for 5% is a little bit better, but obviously all critical effects, what that includes, like bleeding and incineration and knockdown and stun. I think stun is separate from knockdown, although this might be one and the same. Is that really valuable enough that having more than twice the percentage chance of that happening, is that worthwhile? Yeah, I think so. Let's go for that. And then next will be invincible, and then after that we'll go hardy, or maybe we'll go to combat acumen. Combat acumen could be very good if we can make it all the way there, but at this point I think there may only be a few more waves remaining. So let's swap out our weapon here. Arbitrator is a steel sword, yes, so yeah, it has not a ton more damage, but it has more damage for sure. We lose the chance to poison, keep the chance to stun, we gain bleeding, so it's basically, you know, a bleeding swap for poison, and a little bit of extra damage to go along with it. I think that's fine. As for who we have in this next round, let's see. Rot Fiends and Greater Rot Fiends. What? How has it taken this long for these guys to show up? How? That looks like a nice sword. Granted, it only has like roughly the same amount of damage as the one that we just picked up, so I take it back. This one also seems perhaps a little bit questionable. I think on the lower end it is much better than our current sword. On the high end, it's 4 better. I think our existing sword is something like 18 or 19 on the low end to 29. So yeah, I suppose this is on average still much better than our existing silver swords. That's probably the way we'd go. Could potentially pick up the power mutagen. We're close to getting a 3rd slot for a mutagen. We've only used one of our existing 2 slots. But I think this is still going to give us more than 1 to 2 extra damage. So at least short term, this is a better answer. Long term, this could be better if, you know, we would soon, after getting this, replace this sword with an even better sword. But I think that's a little too forward-looking. So let's give this a shot. Alright, Rot Fiends we are also fairly familiar with fighting. The Greater Rot Fiends, they can deal some pretty sizable damage. So, they're potentially tricky. Okay, there are a few more of them than I really realized, perhaps. So, crowd control going to be a bit tricky. That is not the sign that I meant to use. Love to get rid of one of the normal Rot Fiends, ideally. Should not be much of a tall task, but the Greater Rot Fiends have other ideas in mind. We somehow didn't get hit there. Get there. As they charge from such a great distance. is very hard to avoid altogether. Trying to use the fires, bit of a natural barrier, but that is not necessarily enough. As you are seeing, time and time again. Okay, good. Still got hit. Did get a swing in. We dealt some damage, but the numbers are more of a factor than I anticipated. Oh, Dave. This is a little tricky here. I think one of the greater rock beams actually might be the lowest life enemy we have remaining. Strangely enough. That was potentially a good opportunity to get our Keadwen on. I don't like the angles there. They did surround us. Surprised no one hit us there. Someone did hit us there. We have a couple of vigor that we need to get left. Please don't hit us. Thank you. Got a single swing in. Could be another instance. Whoa! Tried to press the sign button. Apparently I didn't. This would be another instance when some throwing weapons could potentially come in handy. We could get just enough distance or explosive to take some of them out. Okay, one down, which, much like with our previous rounds, with a lot of enemies in them, the more we take care of them, woo, hello, easier it should be to manage. Okay, I know we did not have our shield up there, but I saw an opportunity to take one of them out. We did get hit in the process, but I thought it might have been worth it. Oh, greater rock being followed up with poison that will likely kill us. Yeah, wow. Okay, it is doable. It is definitely doable. But,
if you require support in the arena,
I was a little surprised
my sword at your disposal.
how easily they were able to overwhelm us with their numbers. But I think we can do a better job of taking out some of the normal rot fiends early, giving us more room in which to work, and being more mindful of them potentially surrounding us. I think that was one of the key problems we had there. So let's give this another shot. Let's go straight in. I do expect a greater rock fiend to come at us almost immediately. At least I did. Thought we took damage immediately in the previous round from the greater rock being down. We did lose what was perhaps going to be our best opportunity there. Single one or two of them out. I wish we had some damage reflection on our Keadwen. That is ultimately something that we will get. We don't have it yet. Well, I mean, if we upgraded it, it would ultimately be something to get. Oh, I did not even see you. That's one of the issues that we're going to have. Fucking sneaking up on us like that. I mean, that was mostly just me getting greedy as much as it was them sneaking up. And it seems like the heavy attacks may be a bad idea. I am generally trying to charge up the big ones, but maybe better to try to sneak in a couple of little ones, little quick attacks. Maybe a little more likely to maintain our shield under those circumstances. Ooh. Looked like you were pointing in the wrong direction. You did still manage to hit us, though. Trying to get all of our vigor back. Ah, man. It is hard to get enough distance to be able to throw the side on without immediately getting it knocked down. Just very little room in which to do that. Did hit us there. Hoping we might have been able to follow up with an additional hit. We were not able to. Okay, that did not kill that rot beam. And we got hit? What? We had our Keadwen sign up, I thought. Unless we got a very well-timed combo from those rock fiends to hit us. Which I didn't think happened, but apparently it did. One of them should be low. It is you, he said. They do explode on death, so if we're standing next to them, then that is something to consider. And we got hit there, which means we were vulnerable. That would have probably killed us had that greater rock fiend hit us. They do have poison. So we are in a bit of trouble here. It's not really the scenario in which I wanted us to find ourselves. Let's hope. Oh my god. Not think you'd reach us from there. Somehow, we did not get hit in the process there, even though we were right next to them when we triggered the sign. So that was comparatively quite silly. How sometimes we have lots of room, and we're fine, or we're not fine, rather. And then other times, we get extremely close, and we don't get hit. It's weird. Makes it hard to predict, hard to plan what the correct course of action might be. Yeah, I'll admit, harder round than I thought it would have been. There, I would have expected us to get hit. Okay, missed opportunity there. One more rock fiend down. We do still have our shield up. Surprisingly. They do also turn green. I never actually learned what that did, other than I assume that it gives them additional damage. Hey, lost the shield as soon as we put it on. One of the greater rock fiends is low. It is probably the one that just hit us. That's what I get for not dodging proactively. They will catch us. They are fast enough to catch us if we do not roll out of the way. Yeah, they're fast enough to catch us pretty much no matter what, it seems. It's just a matter of do we get lucky with the timing of their attacks, more or less. And has not happened for a while now. Okay, there we go. Love to finish you off. That's not the one I was thinking of. He did hit us, technically speaking. It didn't look like he hit us, but apparently he did. Ooh, that wasn't enough to finish you off. Neither was that. That did hit us. The other ones did not. Again, if we had damage, deflection, or reflection on our Quen, then they would be getting a little bit of damage every time they hit us. We have the shield on, which at this point probably would have been enough to take care of a couple of these guys who have been low. That fire just saved our butts. Okay, got rid of you. We lost our shield in the process. Does of course mean that the number of rock fiends is decreasing. It does make their primary strength, their numbers, a little bit easier to manage. Fire saved us again. Okay, I'm thinking that we ought to go for the mini one, although maybe not. Thought there was still a greater one around here somewhere that I've lost track of, which is concerning. Oh, I just killed myself, didn't I? I did. We had it, and I just killed myself. By dashing into the fire. Well done, me. Okay, we certainly can handle this. It's admittedly much more difficult than I gave it credit for. Yes. But I think we can, and I don't think we need to resort to hiring any of these people. If we could avoid doing that altogether, then that'd be amazing. But let's give this another shot again. We can't put anything on preemptively. We could potentially purchase some potions of some variety. I'm not necessarily sure that we need to. because the big issue is just that there's so little time to get our shield on. That's the big issue.
How many more can there be?
That's what I'm wondering, Geralt. Oh, he hit us there. I did not think he would have been able to reach us, but that has been the story of this round. Likewise there. Oh, he did actually deal damage that time. A tiny bit of damage. He did hit us. Fortunately, that did not count. Neither did that. That one did count as a hit, but we have the shield up. Up hit on the Greater Rock Fiend, which is probably not the one that I would have chosen. It hit me in the middle of casting the Gwen. I don't know if it technically was active or not. May not have been, although I would have thought that it would have been. Then again, it didn't seem as though we took any damage, so I'm not entirely sure.
I swear that makes him a bit bloody!
I attempted to go Gwen there, and nothing happened, so thanks, Geralt. Appreciated that. Now we have it up. Bend you off a little bit. Emphasis on a little bit. Lost it there. So yeah, potentially getting the Vitality Regeneration one could be a little bit useful. But that's not the big issue. If there were a way to make us faster, that would be extremely helpful. That's the primary thing, really. Did avoid getting hit there. Means we can do some of that and get in the process so that we need to retreat again. I don't know why I felt the need to double check that we were on Gwen there. It's the only thing we've been using this whole time. Oh, you switch direction of your jump. That's another thing. You know, their targeting is quite good. It's quite good. Even if we're dashing out of the way, they do things to make sure that they still hit us. Whereas other enemies might not normally do that. Okay, we got several hits in there. I'm not sure if we actually finished any of the rock beams off that time, but that was probably still one of our best attacks of this round. You're not making this easy, though. That was just poor timing on my part. We did get hit for real that time. As in, actually took damage from the hits. Got greedy there, because I saw an opportunity to hit the rock beam, the greater rock beam, and we may have actually killed it. Not entirely sure. Got greedy there as well, and we did get poison. Poison kills us every time. Look at how much damage that deals. I can't tell if we did ultimately get rid of the Greater Rock Fiend or not. I mean, there's obviously still one left, because we started with two. That much is not in question. I don't think I've seen the second one, though. I have several that are low on HP. One that I hit was not on that list. Come on. The more we take out, the easier it gets. We did not take one out there, despite hitting one with relatively low HP. Okay, we did take care of one there. But we lost our shield, and we lost the shield there as well. Please don't get rid of our shield as soon as we put it back out. I do not like when you do that. Oh, I miss. Well done, me. Another Rock Fiend down. Greater Rock Fiend not down. But close. Also whipped. Greater Rock Fiend, I think, down. I heard it explode. Which may mean there's only one normal one left. I think it's just this guy. In which case, get exploded. Oh. Okay, what did we establish? I think we established the silver sword. Is the way to go? And we've gained a level. I think this was the one we determined was going to be impactful. Yes, because now we can get invincible. That is very welcome and does give us access to another mutagen slot. Not that we desperately need it right now, because we do have one that we already had remaining over here in Fortitude. But now means that we could theoretically be more aggressive with our mutagen pickups. And man, if we allocate another invincible, that would be very nice to get an additional 100 vitality and an additional 10% damage reduction. Okay.
Can I interest you in something?
So, good question. Let's swap out our silver swords here. Okay, no, it's much better. Look at the low end. Yeah. High end not that much better than what we had, but the low end is way better than what we were using. So, okay. That is a good sign. Okay. That makes me more confident that we made a good decision there. In which case, I also feel more confident selling that item. This one I thought was maybe not as clear-cut of an upgrade relative to the one that we were using, but I think we're still in solid enough shape. And let's take a look here at what this next one is, because I think we're getting pretty close to the end. This looks pretty nasty. 2 sorcerers, Keadwen swordsmen, Keadwen shield bearers. Shield bearers are tough because they're hard to actually damage, they block so much, and the sorcerers, as you know, will fling fireballs at us till the end of time. And we could get a silver sword upgrade, which I think that's like the same amount of damage we had on the one that we just picked up. It just has the adrenaline generation, which is good. Or we could get an armor upgrade. I don't remember how much armor we have on our existing pair. I want to say it's 12 our existing set, I guess, of armor. And the trousers... I mean, we still have 1 armor on our existing pair of trousers, so it's mostly just the bleed resistance that we're getting there. So I'm not wowed. I think the chest plate is probably what stands out the most to me. But I think this is going to be a tough one. Let's give it a shot. But I don't expect us to succeed. At least, certainly not in our first attempt here. Again, normally, I would say going after the sorcerers first tends to be a good strategy, because they will take away our shields, oftentimes without us even realizing it, as was kind of the case there. But they are actually more defensive than anyone else. Okay, we do have more damage than we had previously when we were fighting sorcerers. That is a good sign. It does mean we don't need to get in as many hits before we can actually start taking them out. So that's a good sign. Ooh, like there, I thought we might have had the chance to take them out altogether. We just allowed our shield up, actually. I did not realize. I also didn't realize that we were standing directly in front of someone. Waiting for the vigor to come back. And since we have done a fair bit of damage on one of the sorcerers, I would like to ideally continue that. Somehow that didn't damage us. We did also just hit your friend, so thank you. If we split our damage a bit between the sorcerers, we may have. I'm not entirely sure about that. Definitely just lost our shield. We'll throw this back on. Yeah, the sorcerers are definitely healing each other. As we suspected before, whenever they have that green stuff around them, they are healing. Like that. So they can heal one another. So I think that definitely is reason to believe that targeting them first is critical. Which is easier said than done. When they teleport, they have shields, and sometimes just stand right in the middle, lay full pack of enemies, and they heal almost all the damage that you deal to them, and then put on another shield. Excuse me, sir. Like that one, again, they put on the shield, even when they're technically still in mid-cast animation, which I object to. Doesn't work for me. Why does it work for you? That was really tempting to try to follow up with the finishing blow. Oh, okay. I'm a little confused where we were standing for a minute there. No, no, and no. So we deal a good amount of damage to them, but we just never quite finish them off. And then they heal before we get the chance to go back to them. There we go, one down. So that should be a pretty big difference maker, I think. Okay, 2 down. That's huge. Now it is just pure melee, which I'm much more comfortable with. Despite it not appearing to be the case, that was a quick attack. 1 down. Trying not to get greedy here, just poking. Quick attacks. Oh, I thought that was going to finish that guy off. Did now. Probably want to leave the shield bearer for last is what I'm thinking. Since he is the toughest of the remaining enemies. Dude. It allows us to focus on him more exclusively. That was power attack. As was that. Alright, that was silly. Was not positioned to hit him with an attack, and yet I tried anyway. Another one down. And you. Okay, now it is just this guy. Now we can get a little more creative. Sneak up behind you. Oh, you were facing the other direction, buddy. Let's throw a shield back on because we can. Timing of all that was rather good. From a sign regeneration, or figure regeneration standpoint. There we go. Once we took down the sorcerers, it became far more straightforward. Okay, so I think we established the way to go here is the chestplate. Did gain a level, and with that level, we can now either double up on Invincible, which is very tempting, or unlock group finishers after we fill the adrenaline bar, which certainly on crowded fights could be very helpful. So basically the way the adrenaline bar works is after you hit an enemy, and I think you have to deal damage with the hits, you fill a little bit of a meter. Once the meter gets full, you can use an insta-kill move, and it's actually a group insta-kill here with this ability. So it takes a while to charge up, and in some instances, I don't think we would be able to even have the opportunity to fill it up all the way. But in particular, when there are many enemies in a given round, I think that might be possible for us to pull that off. But I feel like it might be better, at least for the time being, to just stick with the fundamentals and go with Invincible. I think I'd prefer to go that route. Just make ourselves tankier.
Looking for a fighting partner.
And now we throw on our new armor, which, yes, has 3 additional armor, and more resistance to bleeding, more resistance to poison, gives us incineration resistance that we didn't have any of on our armor, and a little bit of damage reduction from magic, so I think it is definitely an upgrade. No question.
Agreed.
Let's sell the old one. Sell both of these old ones now. We're holding on to this one for a little while because it had that vitality boost, and we thought that maybe it might have been worth sacrificing a little bit of armor in the name of that, but at this point we have enough additional armor that I think for certain what we're using is better than either of these. Okay, but I think with that, this is probably a good place for us to wrap up this video. So, again, no idea as to whether this series or mini-series will continue, because I don't know how long The Witcher 2 can run without crashing, because at this point it has been probably close to 24 hours. But anyways, if there is a next one, then I'll see you then.